What's going on, guys? I'm Isaac with the Out Fishing. So I wanted to show you guys my favorite river setup. It's affordable, easy to get. It's the 7-foot Ugly Stick GX2. The length of it is 7 foot. It's an ultralight, so that's your action on this rod. Super sensitive on the tip. You can feel almost every bite out here on the river. And then what it has is a recommended 2 to 6 foot line. I don't always go with that because you want to match that up with your reel, honestly. So you can take that or leave that how you will. And then I'm using the Kuma C20 reel. I really love this reel. I believe it was under $40. You can get it on Amazon, stuff like that. I'll put a link below for both of them. And then what I'm using here is a very simple setup so that you guys can get on the river and get fishing instantly and be successful. So I'm using these 2 split shots right here. These ones are water gremlins. They're a size 7. Really good on the river. I always suggest using to what your river flow is going. You can look that up on websites. You can just Google that. Using it on the main line, it goes down. I always do it about an arm length is what I like to judge it off of. You could do how you like, but arm length's always good for me. We're using an Eagle Claw size 10 hook here. Sorry about that line. Really small. That way you can cover your line with your hooks, or cover your line with your small salmon eggs that you're going to use. These are the Eagle Claw size 10 snells. Super cheap, affordable, easiest way to go. It has recommendations on the back on how you can use it. I like to just use it this way because I've had my best luck doing that. And then I always suggest, you could use other salmon eggs, but these Ploskys green labels are always the best for me and my friends. We always have the best luck on these. It makes me very successful on the river. Can make you too. Just make sure it's the green label there, guys. It's perfect. So what I like to do is I take 2 of them here, 2 or 3. Just make sure you cover your hook. It's going to be really easy. Just take a few of them. You want to wash your hands later, especially if you have a wife. She's not going to like the smell of that later. So you just put them on there. I don't know if you guys can see this. So I just put it on there really light. Like that. And just float that. We'll show you guys here in a little bit how to do that. This has been really successful in our area. Super easy, cheap, get you guys out catching fish, having fun. Yeah, let's go give it a try. All right, guys, so I was changing my battery out, and right when I did, my line got smashed right on that salmon egg. Oh, do you guys see that? My hand was probably in the way. There you go, little guy. He's a nice one. Nice little trout.
Nice little pan.
Yeah, that'd be, if you guys were looking for cooking, that'd be perfect.
Yeah, pan-sized trout.
All right, come here, buddy. All right, what a great fish. I set the hook early, so since we're catching and releasing a lot, you guys want to set it really fast and easy. There you go. Oh, all right, buddy. Yeah. All right, we're just gonna get him up here. I'm gonna try to get you guys a good shot of him. Take that hook out real quick. Oh, he's right on the crisp.
Right on the top of the mouth.
Being really gentle. It may not look like it, but I am. So I'm gonna tug that out with it. It's on there, but there we go. Oh, all right, guys. See ya.
There you go.
These things flop out of my hands because I'm trying not to squeeze them, as I'm, like I said to you guys. I was on the salmon eggs. I was having Taylor help me switch out batteries, and the dude hit right on my line. Never fails, really. Never does. Every time I turn this thing off, I start getting hits. We need
like the camera's shy until the fish are shy until
right.
The camera's off.
They don't like being on TV or on channels. That was a good looking trout if you guys got a glimpse of it before I dropped him in. I usually try to release them a little better, but sometimes you just can't.
Do what you can do.
We do be, if we don't think the fish is going to survive, we definitely will keep him. He clearly was going to survive, so you guys don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, he took off, no problem. It looks weird. Like I'm not gonna get bite myself.
That or that wind. That wind's kind of...
Or I bought it. I don't know. Who is it? This is set up? Oh. Here, I'm just gonna put these out.
Okay.
Wet wipes. Oh. What do you do? Oh, big one? Isaac, if you need to wipe your hands, take your hands off your ears.
Okay.
Just try to keep it shut.
So sometimes I let it just sit right here. I don't know if you guys can see that in there. Right in that little pocket where the eddy is. That's where I get a lot of my fish. Ooh, I think I got a hit like right there off the bank, dude. How far are you out?
Straight out.
You guys have a friend? Always try to watch for their line. I mean, it is funny to tangle their line and all that, but it's nice to also watch out for them. The wind makes it really hard to keep your line tight, so you just got to kind of work with it. If you guys do, you just kind of like let it bounce off the rocks like it's natural. Sometimes you'll get snags, but you can kind of feel it, and then you'll be able to tell hits from actual bouncing off rocks. All that is the sinkers bouncing off the bottom, and it keeps the salmon eggs up above the rocks is how this setup really works. And sometimes, depending on weather and time of day, sometimes you can move your sinkers up or down to give a little different presentation. If I don't get much luck here, guys, I'll move on up a little bit and hit some of these little more rapid currents and then move back down, because I know these are good holes down here. Got my best pal partner here fishing with me. Taylor, you'll see a lot of him. He's fishing right there. Then we got our camera guy down there not really doing anything with the camera. Don't know what's going on there. Says he's working on his other job. I don't know. It's kind of lame. But we don't trip too much because at least we're out fishing, right?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. The worst day of fishing is better than the best day of work.
It's true. Unless you work somewhere interesting. Like bass fishing.
I'm not here to tell you I've had some fishing trips that haven't always gone so smooth.
That's for sure. Ooh, I think I missed one right there. Could have. There's a big old log that goes through right there, so it could have definitely been that. No bait here. I'll try to move this sinker just a tiny bit down. Go. I'm gonna move on up here a little bit. Try to catch the fish ahead of everyone. That's my scheme. Yep, that's the plan. I guess we're gonna try to hit this current right up here. It kind of comes down. It could go up there a little ways past those ducks. We'll see what we can do out here. Got to move around a lot, especially with trout. If you're not having luck, just move on. You could always go to a little smaller hook, especially if you only want to run 1 or 2 for smaller trout. There's decent trout in this area. A lot of browns as well. I've hit a few of those. Mainly rainbow though. A lot of rainbow in here. Some steelhead still sitting in these pockets. And sometimes you'll just smash them, and sometimes you'll have to move up. But like I said, these can be very, very good bait style of fishing, especially if all else fails. You know, if you're doing other things. And at the end of my drift, I kind of just sit there and let it fill, because sometimes they'll sit right in that pocket where the drift ends, and they'll sit in there and wait for food. You guys might be able to add your own techniques to this. These are just things that have worked for me. One thing that's I've always not liked about salmon eggs is that they do fall off a lot. So you're definitely putting bait on a lot. Per se, if you're using a spinner or like worms tend to last a lot longer. At the bottom there, I kind of felt that. Also, I was going to show you guys a panther martin that I've liked to use down here. There's a few different ones of them, but I have this trout pattern one I'll show you guys. It's a holographic, I believe is what they call it. Sometimes you just find some bigger holes, you'll do really good. So just keep at them. Anytime you have to fill out a bite and miss, you're re-putting these on, so maybe get a few of them when you get them. They can go quick, especially in these rivers with the current and rocks and all sorts of things. They just fall off a lot easier. If you guys use this setup, you comment below if you have a way to keep these on better, or do you just like to fish them this same way? I'm sure there's better ways, but this has been like very... I've caught most of my big trout this way, believe it or not. Keep in mind with these ultralights, you can fill everything, even if it's not a bite. There's a lot of things I feel like, I'm like, is that a bite? My dad actually taught me this this setup a long time ago. Come up a little further, see? Just keep messing with it. You'll get them. It's a beautiful day out. There's a little bit of a breeze. It does make it kind of hard to keep your line tight. You don't have to fill the line like I do. You can just kind of keep your line snug and watch for the bite. It goes way faster in those currents, so you just kind of fill for everything you can. Sometimes right at the end of that drifts when you guys will get it. They just sit in there for some reason. I believe it's because the food kind of just settles in like that. If you naturally float these with the current. Ooh, looks like Taylor just got one down there. Let's go check it out. Let's go see what he got. Oh, was it my nephew that got one? I think it was my nephew. Nice, man. You get that, Tavish? Good job, buddy.
It's a small steelhead.
Oh, is it? So it looks like it's a small steelhead, but I believe they have to be over
20
20 inches to keep, or 17. Yeah, I don't think we can tag that one. Yeah, let's get that. Oh no, that's a rainbow.
He's got a beautiful color. Check
Yeah,
this out.
that's a good rainbow.
Look at that pink.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a big rainbow, man.
Tavish caught him.
Good job, Tavish. Nice, buddy. Yeah, that's not a... What was that on?
Salmon egg.
Salmon egg. Nice. Good job, buddy. So they're using salmon egg right now. I think they thought it was a steelhead, but it's not a steelhead. It did have really rosy cheeks, but is the dorsal, is there any fins clipped? Got a little spot. We're gonna kind of just shoot through this light spot right here where it's shallow and get on under this bridge. Try to find the shallow spots here. Be really careful. That green stuff, that stuff's slippery. But if you get out on spots like this, a lot of people haven't fished them. So I'll show you where we're at. Right here under the bridge. Some good spot right here. So we'll fish it out a little bit, kind of float it all the way down into these pockets over here. So we got this little spot over here. We're under a bridge. We had to cross it. Got our feet wet a little bit. It's okay. Gonna start down here and drift it down. Let it end in this pocket right here. I guarantee there's fish in this pocket right here. It's a nice one, guys. Right on the salmon egg, just drifting it. Alright guys, so I'm calling it a day. As you can tell, works great. Get out there and try it. If you can, we always appreciate you guys subscribing and following. That'd be awesome. Thank you.